Today is the winter solstice, December the 21st. And this evening, if you're in the west, from about 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock at night, in the southwestern skies, if you look up in the sky, what you'll see is a conjunction of two planets, Jupiter and Saturn. They will be conjoining closer than they have been in over 800 years. For 8 centuries, no one has seen this kind of a conjunction. As we look to the heavens, as Jesus commanded us to, he said that there would be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. Now, in the ancient day, there were only 5 visible planets to the naked eye. It was Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Saturn, and Jupiter, But these were the 5 major planets that were able to be seen. Saturn was considered to be the farthest away planet from the sun. And so in their understanding of that, they always attributed Saturn to the planet of the devil or the wicked one, because his planet is farthest away from the light. That was what the ancients taught. And then as it came down through the years in Greek mythology and so forth and so on, they attributed that planet to Kronos, the god of the underworld, right? And so what we're actually seeing moving through the heavens tonight is the planet that represents the devil, coming directly in conjunction with Jupiter, the king planet. Now, where it's coming to meet is very interesting. The constellation it's rising into, it's going right into the head of what is called Capricorn, or Capricornus, actually. And what it means, what it's actually a picture of in the sky, they call it the sea goat, because it's mostly goat with a fish tail, which is very interesting, because those are the descriptions that are given in many places concerning the devil himself. He's that Leviathan in the sea, right? But he's also that Azazel, right? He's that scapegoat. He's that fallen goat. Even the symbol of Lucifer from ancient times up till now, the symbol of Baphomet, is the symbol of the goat. And the interesting story that the ancients tell about this goat is that it has been wounded. They call it the broken horn. But when it will rise again in the future, they called it the horn of plenty, or it will be reborn. It could very well be that we're being told that that wicked one that's been prophesied, that Antichrist, the son of perdition, the king of the devil, so to speak, or the devil's son, if you will, it's either being announced that he's being born or he's about to make his entrance on the world stage, which is what I lean towards. He's already here. I think the events of 2020 have proven out that this is anything but normal. It's all happening at the same time, and it all got set in motion in 2020. And really, when 2020 began, if you go back and look at the star chart or the progression of the planets through the constellations, it actually began Jupiter and Saturn moving towards each other in January, precisely when 2020 began. And they're now coming together after a year-long trek through the skies. But then there's the winter solstice. It's actually happening on the exact day, which I think in itself tells us something. Now, I'm talking to spiritual people who can compare spiritual things. You sense something's happening. That's who we're talking to. You're on the front lines of this spiritual battle that's taking place right now. Everything is being reworked, and something is being proclaimed to us right now. The winter solstice is the shortest day, and it's the longest night. And if we take spiritual things with spiritual things, what's being told is quite possibly that our light is coming to a close. The light is closing. We have but a short time. There's just a little bit of light left before the world is going to be plunged into its darkest night. The son of perdition is about to make an appearance. And we are seeing that conjunction tonight in the skies. I think what we're witnessing right now, brothers and sisters, and as we head forward, as we're closing out this year, unless God intervenes at this point, plain and simple, there will be no stay of execution for this country. The great global reset is coming. The bear is already wiping its brass nails across the planet. The leopard is already in place. That's the global surveillance state. what comes next in the next few months, and quite possibly sooner than we think, will be what the heavens seems to be declaring to us right now as we close out this year of 2020. And that is that a king of satanic origin is about to be brought forth as the stage has been cleared on the planet in the not too many distant days from now. I believe God is telling his children, you better prepare. It's time, like he wrote in Isaiah, I think, where he says, come away, my children, and enter into thy chambers and shut the door behind you until the indignation be overpassed. For the Lord is coming. What you're going to see is that even though Jupiter and Saturn are conjoining on the winter solstice in the head of the goatfish, which is all very symbolic of the devil, there's something coming up right behind it. And it's the constellation of Orion, the mighty hunter. And I believe that what God is saying to us is, yes, there's but a short time. You remember what Jesus said, we must work while it is yet day, for the night is coming when no man can work. So while we yet have this daylight, let's get serious, brothers and sisters. What we have is the promise of the written, manifested will in the heavens. Suddenly the words that God gave to Job in chapter 38, when he asked him that question, can you loose the bands of Orion? And what he was talking about was his son, Jesus. He's the picture of Orion. He's the mighty hunter. When you go look at the ancient depictions of what the ancients saw in the gospel and the stars, Orion is got his bow aimed directly at the devil in the sky. So the fact that this is happening right now, it could very well be telling us, yes, the light is going out. A dark night is ahead. But right behind it, the mighty hunter is coming to destroy that wicked one. Jesus told us there will be signs in the heaven. Even so, Lord, return quickly. Bless your people. Great and mighty is the Lord our God. Great and mighty is he. King David said, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth forth his handiwork.